Wolf.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Valcomer. This is the Late Night Facecheck, and we are here with Ultanian of New Game Plus, a heroic division team, and recently winners of the NGS Fall Brawl. I believe it was the Fallen Leaves bracket. Is that correct?
I think so. I
We
don't remember
we had
the
some silly
but
names. Lulu helped me make them up. Lulu, her grace, and it was a great tournament. Um, Tell me, how did the team come together for this NGS Season 10?
so initially at the start of the season, it was just me, Splash, and Melly. Zammy, we came from Regen Retro. We were kind of gotta split off into our own thing for Storm Division. So it was just the three of us. Storm Division ended up not working out. The two people that we had with us to do Storm Division ended up not being able to commit or play as much as they had said they would. So since then, we had pretty much been three players using nothing but subs, filling in players for every game. Um, Zammy still plays on Regen Retro and actually subbed for us 3 times at the start of the season. But recently we picked up Daisy and we picked up Cray, so we finally have a 5-man roster. And since then we've been getting some steady wins. And
Nice. Nice. Well, and I watched you through the Fall Brawl, and I even saw your most recent game. Your caster is a friend of mine, Crushinator, for that game, and so it was fun to be able to watch the high level play. Now, I I've known you for a while. I've seen you play on Div A teams. Seen you play on heroic teams. New Game Plus seems to be doing really well this season in heroic. Your record is fantastic. How's that feeling? I mean, what do you think helped build that synergy and that power? What all goes into it for you?
I think a lot of the success, like I mentioned before, kind of kicked in when we got a stable roster. Like we're not switching out 1 or 2 people every single game now. We're actually keeping the same steady 5. So the synergy has just been constantly building up.
Yeah, right now you guys are a map record of 11 and 4 across 6 matches. And I mean, really the only reason the two teams above you are above you is it looks like they've just played more matches. And so you're sitting at third in heroic. You're playing well. It sounds like the synergy is working fantastic. I know you tend to play a damage character. Sometimes you jump into the off lane.
Yeah, so this season I've been primarily off lane. I am transitioning from off lane to tank.
Oh,
Because Zammy was playing before as our, because he was subbing for us, and every time he would sub, it would be tank, because we don't really have a tank player.
got it.
We got a new guy, Cray, to play tank for us. But like as we've played, we've kind of figured it's probably better for me and him to swap roles. It just fits our styles a little bit more.
Makes sense.
So in the last game that you saw that Crushinator casted, I was playing a main tank Deathwing.
Oh, okay. We don't do those sort of things down in Division C. We don't know how to main tank Deathwing yet. Maybe someday, but we love our Johanna and apparently our May this season, and there's a few others creeping around too. I think Garrosh is amazing, but I don't get to play him as much. But so you're moving into tank. And you had just some fantastic plays. I can't wait to get to the highlight. We'll get there. I got a few more questions for you first, but you're moving into tank. You had that tank Deathwing. Synergy seems to be rocking. I think for the Fall Brawl, it looked like Zammy joined you in that one, right?
Yeah, Zammy did play with us in the fall brawl.
And
Cray wasn't available, I don't think, early on when we were playing the first couple rounds.
yeah, it's tough on those single day events where they can. I mean, you were playing for 6-7 hours.
Yeah, it didn't even feel like that too. Like the day just disappeared.
Well, and I think I heard there was one point where there was a connection issue on one team, and so It ended up
There
being like
was
30 minutes behind schedule. Now officially that's a forfeit, folks at home, but they were nice and wanted to play anyway. You still pulled out the win in that case.
I didn't know about that. That rule. We just decided to play it.
Yeah, the rule was hard 10 minutes, just move on type of thing. You could play it as an exhibition, but the team won. And
Yeah,
moving
so
on.
what was happening was they were connecting into the lobby and everything was fine. They were here, they were good. But as soon as the game would start and we would go into drafts, they were getting like kicked out of the game, and then everyone would be brought back into the lobby.
So I actually ran into that bug once as well. The way we cleared it is basically we just both teams disbanded parties, like everybody logged back out and logged in. But it was a pain. I think that was season 8 that happened to us, and it's just you get a weird bugged lobby and who knows how to duplicate it. So how was your experience in Fall Brawl? I have some specific interest in that, as I was one of the people pushing that forward. But
Fall Brawl was fun. That was a good time. It was nice to play against people and names that I've never seen before, or not seen before, but like generally don't play against.
Sure.
There was a lot of decent competition in our bracket too. Like a lot of games are nail biters.
Nice. I wish we had the full bracket. We did have one team that had to bail. Unfortunately, there was a family emergency, and what do you do at that last minute on a tournament like that? But
right.
The games I watched were fantastic. Thanks again to Sergeant Scoops for casting them. But there was a lot of great stuff in both divisions. Sergeant Scoops covered just up in the Fallen Leaves, and then we had a couple of casters, Jinxie Cat, 7th Ace, that were down in the Pumpkin Patch bracket. But I liked it. I hope that we can figure out more of those going forward. Well, I feel like I'm talking your ear off a little bit and got to keep this rolling for you, but you have been kind enough to provide for us a clip of that main tank Deathwing. We are going to move over to that now. So you're playing Seros Crypto Crew. It is late game on Tomb of the Spider Queen. They have 5 people, we can see here on the minimap. They have 5 people in the boss pit, and you're not exactly there. But let's go ahead and play this.
The burn here is pretty good. New Game Plus is not moving up. They're starting to move up now, but I don't think... Oh, this is going to be close. They are going to get here in time. Cray is moving in. The Wraithwalk is down. Someone's going to have to move on in there. Ultanian using the Cataclysm to get onto this point lands directly there. There's this double silence. Seros Crypto Crew is being ripped apart. It's a triple kill. Deathmosh on the back. That's a quad. The core is unceremoniously finished by a catapult. New Game Plus. Pick up the game and pick up the series. GG.
So you had just this crazy fight, and the timing on landing with Cataclysm right before the boss finishes capping, and they can't push you off because you're Deathwing, of course, was just crazy. What are comms like in that moment?
I don't remember. I just remember that they were calling for boss. They're probably a boss. Get on the point. I know I called out my cooldowns, the fear and the stun. You actually don't really notice it in the team fight, but the Thrall had taken the Sunder upgrade to where it leaves behind terrain, and he actually used it in a way to where it blocked the rest of my team from actually being able to get on top of the point, because it leaves that massive wall.
World Breaker or something like that. I can't remember what it's called.
It's I think it is called World Breaker, and it just leaves this big fish on the ground that they cannot walk past. So me flying like perfectly onto the point kind of saved it. Now, even if we lost that team fight, we didn't know or notice the catapults on the core. So regardless of what happened in the team fight, we would have won. So it was a little anticlimactic.
Yeah, I enjoyed Crushinator's commentary of the minions unceremoniously finishing the game, and I I mentioned to you, it was kind of like the minions said, "They're not watching. It's our time to shine. Our moment for
Exactly.
glory." But yeah, even if you hadn't captured the point, even if your team had all died, the minions were gonna finish it for you. Which, I mean, talk about an exciting finish, except for maybe the fact that the minions did it instead. But wow, what a team fight! Getting in there with the Cataclysm, getting the fear, watching the what's the Ruination's the talent for it, but the stun that goes out from him in the V shape.
Earth Shatter?
Earth Shatter. Just, I mean, fantastically played. I was surprised. So you had a Leoric in
Yep.
Wraithwalk, started to go in, and then he just kind of danced around and hit ETC, so he didn't do damage. I was surprised we didn't see him zoom
Go
to
for
the
the-
far side to maybe draw some attention that way.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there either. He got the vision for us of the boss, so it ended up working out. But
Well,
it ended
and
up
maybe
working
it
in
was
the
his
end.
job to protect the damage for a second while you were in there, because I mean,
Yeah.
you had the plating protected that would at least keep you alive that much longer.
Yeah,
So-
and I had the other plate, the shield that you activate that starts
Oh,
healing you up again.
Elementium plating,
Yeah,
I
that
think
one.
is what that one's called. Yeah, no, fantastic fight. Loads of fun to watch that match. You guys are playing extremely well. I've got to think that the rest of the season there's going to be some great games to watch, and I for one am excited for it. I imagine you are too.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't see it used in that clip, but during that game, we kind of had a combo going where Leoric would entomb their team, and then the Deathwing Molten Breath would just roast anyone who's caught inside that entomb.
Yeah,
So we would just kind of do that on cooldown every 50 seconds.
yeah, a basic ability plus entomb, just
Yeah.
doing that much damage, and it doesn't matter who you catch. So, nice, nice. Well, my friend, it is time for the lightning round of questions. You will have
Okay.
60 seconds to see just how many of my questions you can answer. I believe the record is 13, and the timer will begin as I finish reading, the first question. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, I just realized I have probably had Heroes music going in the background for everybody, because mine has been up, so hopefully it's been relatively quiet. But all right, Ultanian, what is the next hero you would have added to the Nexus?
Malagos.
Which map would you like as a theme park?
Cursed Hollow.
Name 3 heroes to join you at yoga class.
Oh, that's a.
And you can pass if you need to.
I'm gonna pass on this one.
Worst hero.
It's also difficult. I can't think of them because I never play them.
Okay, favorite map.
Favorite map? It would be Infernal Shrines.
What hero would you have a garden statue of at your home?
Varian?
Who's your hero crush?
Pass.
How does your team shot call?
Everyone screams at each other.
Favorite hero?
Deathwing.
Ooh, right there at the end, getting that one in for the last bit. All right. So, my friend, let's count these out. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You had a couple that got you caught in the weeds. So, no worries. But thanks for putting up with my silliness. Now, I want to dive into Malagos with you.
Yes.
I actually have a Malagos design on my phone.
Okay.
But how would you, because we don't care about my design right now, how would you like to see Malagos brought into the Nexus?
So, Malagos, in my eyes, it needs to be another dragon, right? So like Deathwing or Alexstrasza. I think like even the Blizzard devs have talked about it to where they want Deathwing to be the only one who's always a dragon.
Right.
So it would be interesting to have another person who swaps between forms again, like Alexstrasza, but in like a different way. And then him being the master of magic, or the blue dragon fight. I would think like him being a combo mage that focuses on CCing enemies. Um, so I don't know. One of the designs I was just thinking of one day is he has an ability when he's in his dragon form, tail swipe, where it knocks people back, like a typical WoW dragon boss mechanic.
Basically all of them, but Onyxia
Right.
had it. Right.
But the combo on one of his other abilities, I'm thinking calling it Arcane Breath, just like Deathwing's Breath, except it does less damage, and instead of in a direction, you point at the ground, and it leaves a rune on the ground. So the combo would be you place this rune on the ground that blows up after a couple of seconds, and then you push people into the rune using the tail swipe, and it's focusing on moving the enemies in certain directions, kind of like Alarak, but instead of pushing them towards you, you push them away from you.
Nice. Now, I love some of the designs that people come up with. I think that's an absolute blast to talk through with people. So, thanks for sharing some insight on your Malagos. So, well, we've reached the end, my friend. Do you have any shout outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, shout out to Melly for suggesting me hop on the show. Shout out to everyone else on New Game Plus. Daisy's been really good on the support role. Cray's been learning a lot. We've been building up a lot of synergy. Splash is killing it in Storm League. I forget what GM he is right now. But shout out to him and good luck to him in CCL. I hope he gets drafted.
Nice.
And thanks to Zammy for filling in and subbing games, and a lot of respect to him too for playing with Regen Retro. He's been sticking it with them, and they've been improving.
Nice.
So it's good to see that.
Well, and thank you again for being here. For my traditional sign-offs, first off, hi, Mom. And second, remember to vote in all 12 Storm League maps into the NGS pool. Why wouldn't we want those? It'll be fantastic. Bring back Sky Temple, add in Garden of Terror, keep Hanamura Temple, and now every game you play in Storm League is perfect practice for the NGS season. My name is Valcomer. This has been a Nexus Gaming Series production. Thanks everybody for watching. Mind the bushes, and good luck in the Nexus. Until next time.